We can't skate past the fact that 50% of men have never approached a woman in their entire life, and that's crazy. In this video right here, I want to talk about the 9 things every man must master in order to get girls, or at least a girlfriend. Number 1, you need to care about your appearance. You can't keep leaving out the house thinking that you could dress like mud and a woman's going to accept you for whoever you are. It's unacceptable. Women like nice looking things, and they like nice looking men. Think about it. When you're a man and you take care of your appearance and you looking clean, you got a nice outfit on, women will notice you. I don't talk to plenty of women and they don't confirm this. Let me show you this photo of how I used to dress. Look at this real good. Do you think this man in this photo was getting women left and right? Of course not. I got sick of the results I was getting, therefore I made a change. And the reason I have it easier with women is because I take care of myself. If y'all take care of yourself, y'all can get the same results. Get out there, look unique, buy you something that looks different, make yourself look nice. When you leave the house, make sure you look eye-catching. Not saying go buy some flashy jewelry to get yourself robbed or anything, but you do need to catch the eye of a woman. I found out that the more I take care of my appearance, the more women look my direction, the more confidence that was built within me, knowing that everything is paying off. This is not to say that you need to be seeking a woman's validation to feel like a man. Number 2, if you are a man with low self-esteem, you'll have a hard time even looking a woman in the eye. You gotta be able to look a woman in the eye when you're talking to them. Like if I have a woman talking to me, I will slowly turn around and look at her. I would make sure that she sees that I'm looking her eyes because I'm a confident man. How do you know you got low self-esteem? A good way to know that is if when you talk to a woman or anybody else, you start walking around putting your head down like this. You don't want to lower your head as if you are cowering or bowing to someone else. You are a man, so stand up, hold your head high, talk with confidence, stop living in fear. Tell yourself that you can do it, believe in yourself, know that you can do it. Stop having all these extra doubts. Just because you lose one time doesn't make you a loser. Number 3, you need to have some hobbies. If you don't have hobbies, this will make you a boring person. A lot of people out here are very boring people. It could be a woman, it could be a man. It don't matter what your gender is. You could be a boring person. If somebody say they have no hobbies, this means that they do nothing in their spare time by themselves. One of the biggest reasons why you need hobbies, especially when it comes to dating, is so you can take your mind off the other person because you got other things to do. You're not sitting there moping and waiting around for them to come home. Whatever you do in your spare time by yourself is considered a hobby, so if anybody ever asks, you know what to say. Number 4, I can't stress this enough. If you want to pull women or talk to women and not get screwed over, I'm going to need y'all to drop y'all nice guy habits. What I mean by this is when you are a nice guy, you are not going to get what you want in return. When you are being nice, you're doing things for the kindness of your heart and want nothing in return. If you want a woman's phone number, being nice is not the way to go. You need to be fair. When you being fair, you're giving a person what they deserve. If somebody screws you over, you're going to do something about it because you're being fair to them. When somebody screws you over and you're being nice, you'll do nothing about it because you're being nice to them. I'm not being nice. If you screw me, I'm coming for you. And that's the same mindset you gotta have, because a lot of women, they will use you. A lot of men, they will use you. I will use you if you are a nice person. If I could get a nice guy to do my work while I go work on other things, I sure would. And that's how women are. You want people like me or women out here to take advantage of you? The answer should be no. Don't let nobody take advantage of you. Stop being nice. Stop letting people take things from you and you get nothing in return if you expect something in return. There's a saying why nice people finish last, and that's because they allow themselves to finish last. If you are a winner and you want to be ahead in life, stop being nice, start being fair, and give everybody what they deserve, even if they don't want it. Number 5, if you want to pull more women, you need to fix your social media. We live in an age where social media is everywhere. People can search you up in a heartbeat. If you have a bunch of dumb photos on your social media, take that stuff down because women judge you for having that crap up there. You thinking having pictures of your family is a nice thing? Yeah, to your grandmother and your mother, but to a woman that's trying to get to know you, that's unimportant. Take that stuff down there because they're going to prejudge you and screen you out. If you go to my Instagram, I make sure you're not going to see my family. You're going to see what I want you to see. Perception is reality. It's not about what you think. It's about what other people think and say about you and what they feel about you. You're going to be judged. You're going to be screened by men and women alike. If you got a picture of these 3 things on your social media, you need to be taking that stuff off if you're trying to talk to girls. Number 1, money. Why are you showing money on your social media page? Who is you, a bank robber? Number 2, dead animals. If you got a bunch of dead animals on your page, such as deer or fish, looking like a hunter. You think that's cute? No, most women don't want to see none of that junk. Take it off. Number 3, a bunch of pictures with you and other people. This is your social media profile and your page. You don't need none of that junk on there. Only thing you need to have on your page is you. Number 6, this one right here is kind of tough, and y'all need to work on this a lot. Y'all need to stop trying to prove yourself to women. A lot of men start pre-qualifying themselves to women for no reason. If for some strange reason you talking to a woman and you just decide to start saying, well, I'm a astronaut. Look, you're trying to prove yourself to her so she can like you more. No one cares. I guarantee you if you do that, her attraction for you won't change too much at all. So don't do it. Like I said before, you don't owe nobody nothing. This ain't no dang on interview. What are you trying to prove your worth to her for? You don't even know her. You need to be trying to understand if you even want to talk to her in the first place. Number 7, if you want to talk to a woman or anybody, you need to improve your social and communication skills. The way you do this is to get them to talk more about themselves. You know, like egging somebody on, encouraging them to talk more. You, on the other hand, should be saying less. Perfect example. I had talked to a woman that had just left work at a daycare, and I wanted to see how long I could drag this conversation on. So I started asking her questions about her job. She said she worked there for 40 years. I asked her, so what made you want to work at this job for so long? You must like kids a lot, huh? And what she started doing, she started elaborating, telling me about 3 or 4 minutes about how she just liked this job. And what I do, I encouraged her to talk even more about it. In the end, she did all the talking and I did majority of the listening. The thing is this, a lot of people by default are selfish. They like to talk about themselves. So the more you make them talk about themselves, the more happier they will feel. It's the same thing that goes for a man or a woman. And that's how you want it for the most part. Get them to talk. Number 8, if you are engaging with a conversation with a woman, you need to notice her interest level. A lot of men thinking just because a woman is sitting there talking to him, she likes him or she's loving what he's saying. In all actuality, a lot of women just listen to let you talk. And ultimately, you're really just talking to yourself. Most of the time, dudes go way too hard on a woman that doesn't care about nothing that he's saying. If you notice that you are doing proper communication with this woman and she's giving you like one-word responses, then she's not interested. A woman that is interested in you, even after her talking way more to you, she will ask you questions like, so, where did you come from? So, what do you like to do? So, what is fun to you? So, how many siblings you got? She will ask you questions. If you are the only one asking questions, she asking dumb things in return. She's not interested. You need to be willing to walk away. Don't be outcome dependent, approaching a woman thinking, hey, I need to get her number, or I need to prove to her that she needs to like me. So how do you determine that a woman is worth talking to? Listen to her responses. That's the number one thing you gotta do to understand that. If she's giving you short responses and you asking her long questions, that's the number one indicator right there. Example, you ask her, man, those are some awesome shoes. What made you wear those today? And she says nothing really. She's not interested. Another example, dang, you always have that same blue notebook every time I see you. Why you always got that notebook of all colors? Her, I just do. Low interest, get her out of here. In that same scenario, if the woman had high interest and you mentioned the blue notebook, she would say, well, look, my favorite color is blue. I always liked the color blue from back when I was a little girl. That right there is a person putting more effort in the conversation than the first response. Number 9, if you feel like there is an actual connection, or if you are tired of talking to her, then just ask for her contact. You don't always have to go for the phone number. If you are too afraid to ask for the number, then just go for the Instagram. But now, here's the problem. If you go for her social media, she is going to judge you. So if your social media looks like crap, like I said before, you're going to get screamed out. You're going to get weeded out. Therefore, that has to be fixed. But if you do go for her number, you need to ask for it with confidence and not be fearing the outcome. Typically, I'll say something like, look, I'm trying to see you again. I'm free on Fridays and Saturdays. What days work for you? What's your number? What's your Instagram? What's up? And personally, I can care less. She either gonna give it to me or she ain't. She's not the only person on this planet, so therefore I'm not worried about what's gonna happen. And last but not least, I think I did say 9 things, but I want to do one more just in case I'm confused. I can't remember. And besides that, it's the main topic of the video. We can't skate past the fact that 50% of men have never approached a woman in their entire life, and that's crazy. Therefore, number 10, how to approach a woman. I know a lot of men are afraid out here. I even got people leaving me negative remarks, calling me out my name for telling men that they need to get out here and try to talk to these women. I don't have people saying that you might get charger pressed on you. It's easier to get rejected on Tinder. Stop being a coward, put down these dating apps, come back to them some other time, and get out there and learn how this stuff is done. How you gonna find the right one if you're not trying? As a man, from my personal experience, when it comes to the actual conversation, you need to use your surroundings. I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example of something I experienced today. So I was at the doctor and I ran to this woman and she had her son with her. I looked around my environment to find out what I could say to her before she passed me up. I noticed that she was pointing at an eye chart at an eye doctor's office. I turned to her and asked her, what y'all got going on today? I see you checking his eyes. And she said, yeah, that's right. I'm going to get my son's eyes checked. I asked her, why is that? She told me that it runs in her family that they need glasses. And in fact, she wears glasses. But right now she has on contacts. My response was this. I asked her, if you get in a fight, do you cover up one of your eyes just in case they knock out one of your contact lenses so you can still see to run away? And she bust out laughing. And we just continued talking from there. This went on for about 20 minutes of me just asking her questions that she was happy to respond to. That was high interest, but in the end, I wasn't looking for nothing. This is just me, just being myself. That's why you gotta get used to communicating and getting people to talk about themselves. More people are willing to talk when you look nice. That's why you gotta take care of your appearance. Look, I'm about done here. If y'all need more help, go ahead to my social media, cold_labz, and I got you. This your boy TyShawn, coldlabz, and I'm out.